So the lighting's going to be a little awkward here because I'm actually outside. And I just wanted to talk very briefly about what kind of varnish that I use and why before I actually show spraying the Cameo. So what you see here is Winsor Newton brand general purpose matte varnish in the silver can. That is the best one. And I've actually frequently run out of that one and had to settle for something else, and it's never as good. So the next can is Rust-Oleum Matte Clear Enamel, which did work, but it goes on much thicker and had more of a tendency to bubble. And then next to that is the Krylon Matte Finish, which sucks. I'm sorry, Krylon, you make wonderful makeup, but your paint sucks. It is too thick, too matte, and actually if you paint it over anything with a metallic finish, will actually undo your metallic finish, which is not fun. And then next to that is Krylon Crystal Clear, which I actually bought accidentally. It's a gloss finish, and it's actually a good gloss finish if you're using it on certain things. I did not like it on the Cameos. The gloss finish does not look good. It has a tendency to pick up any little problems in the paint and just magnify it. So if you have any kind of painted background like I do on this Cameo here, where you can see a little bit of brush strokes, just a very little bit, if you use the gloss finish, it actually magnifies those and makes them more noticeable rather than less. So that was my problem with it. And like I said, all of the Krylon goes on very thick. I actually prefer a slightly thinner finish. And the Winsor Newton is more expensive than the other brands at most of the places that I've bought it, but I found the extra couple of dollars to be well worth it. So now I am going to attempt to spray paint said Cameo with one hand while I film with my other hand, and I don't know how well this is going to work, but we'll find out together. So again, I apologize for the funky lighting, but I can't use this spray varnish inside, and even outside I do prefer to wear a mask while working, just to reduce any inhalation hazard, because it does smell incredibly nasty. So first I'm shaking up the can. Sorry about that. And what you want to do is be about maybe, let's see, what's this, about 8 inches. The can recommends being 12 inches from your surface, but I find that that's actually slightly too far to get the level of control that I want. So usually what I do is kind of start in the center and just move around and thoroughly spray the whole thing. But very quickly. As you see, it went on very quickly. And it's going to look like far too much glaze. So see how it looks very wet, very thick. It actually will dry to a thinner consistency than what you see right when you spray it. It shrinks when it dries. I hope I'm not making you seasick. So I also like to double check and see if the back got coated, and it looks like I could try just a little bit more paint on there. It may not need it, but it's not a bad idea. And this can is kind of low, so I'm having to shake it a lot. But you see it goes on very, very fast. And this one, the spray comes out nice and even. You can spray it from fairly close up, so you're not hitting all over the place with the glaze like you might otherwise be. And this thing that I'm spraying it on is actually an accessory from my broken barbecue grill. And it's meant for grilling vegetables. And I find that any kind of, Teflon coated pan will work. I like this one because it's slightly raised and it has the holes in it, which means the underside of the piece dries a tiny bit faster. But you can use an oven rack, you can use wax paper, anything that has a relatively non-stick surface will actually work just fine. Let's see if I can get a good close-up here. And so you see the varnish or glaze, I usually say glaze, doesn't make the paint run. It doesn't give me any kind of immediate obvious bubbles. And it looks very shiny right now, but it will actually dry fully matte clear. And I will show a picture of that later on when it is fully dry, which takes about 2 hours to be touch dry, but you don't actually want to be messing with this for a full 24 hours if you can. I find they are movable, gluable pretty quickly, but the longer you let it dry, the better, just because that will give you the most resistance to any scratching, getting dusty, etc. that you might have a problem with. Oof. Also, yes, I'm spraying in my backyard on the pavement, which is not an attractive background. So that is it for the spraying, and I will come back later and show what the back looks like and the other glue that I use. Bye-bye.